Thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. We are talking about some pretty dramatic extremes across North America. Of course, this is a region of the world not unaccustomed to seeing extremes in both ends of the temperature ledger, but recently we've seen temperatures in excess of 28 Celsius in parts of Alberta, while we've seen minus 10, for example, further east in Winnipeg here. In fact, near record low temperatures for the middle portion of October, with parts of the Midwest seeing in excess of a foot of snow, all thanks to Arctic air coming down from the north here. So, of course, we are seeing the dramatic, up and down temperature profile across North America, record breaking temperatures running all the way up towards the Northwest Territories, while we've got further east southbound Arctic air coming into the midwestern half of the country here. But like I say, it's nothing particularly exceptional for North America standards. And of course, at this time of the year, you've still got residual warmth down within the tropics trying to lift north. And of course, you've got building cold to the north trying to push southwards here. But the jet stream is kind of a little bit unusual at the moment. We're seeing unusually far south tracking jet stream winds, and we've had a negative North Atlantic oscillation. But what we've got is a very stuck pattern: high pressure to the north, low pressure to the south, and the jet stream is taking these kind of weird, kind of northward jogs, getting tracked all the way south. We're seeing areas of low pressure spin off the main storm track, the main jet stream, and becoming trapped in a no man's land, so to speak. And we're seeing that, to the southwest of the UK. We've got a very mature area of low pressure spinning away, and essentially it's just cycling warmer out of Africa up into the southern half of the British Isles, and that is going to be the dominant factor through the course of the rest of this week, through the weekend, and even in the next week. That area of low pressure to the southwest is still going to be our main driving mechanism of weather right the way through into the early portion of next week. Like I said, the reason why is we've got a very blocked up type of setup at the moment. When you've got high pressure north, west, east of a particular area of low pressure, that area of low pressure has got nowhere to go, so it kind of just mills around, spins away, and nothing changes, particularly quickly. And you can see here actually what we've got is a setup. This is going back to Monday, by the way. The start of the week, we had a very strong area of jet stream winds exiting Asia. Then, as it crossed over the Pacific Ocean, it spawned areas of low pressure. That then forced over the western half of North America the jet stream to go north. High pressure built over the western portion of the United States, over western Canada, forced the jet stream north, and in turn, it then forced Arctic air southwards into the Midwest and eastern half of the United States. So temperatures, in essence, warmer in parts of Alaska than in the southeastern half of the United States. So pretty amazing stuff, actually, when you think about that. Of course, force the jet stream south over eastern North America. You therefore force the jet stream north over Greenland. Then downstream of that, we've got, of course, cold air coming southwards. But with high pressure over close to the UK, and particularly so over Europe, the core of the trough has been remaining to the west of the UK. And what we're going to see over the next wee while is, and have done, in fact, we actually have now already seen this, that the jet stream kind of peels away from that area of low pressure to the southwest of the UK, and it just is stuck underneath an area of high pressure. We're seeing that over the Pacific as well, by the way, actually. We're seeing a little bit of mirror image here. You notice here, this is for tomorrow morning. We've got a system here kind of spinning and peeling away from the main jet stream winds. We're seeing something similar taking place to the southwest of the UK. If you notice here, what happens if we look at the the GFS. This is all off the GFS ensemble, by the way, because there's no point looking at the the operational, because we know it goes back and forth. Looking at the GFS ensemble, you've got all the runs kind of merged into one general consensus, so to speak. High pressure to the north and east traps this area of low pressure to the southwest. What we're going to see is energy and weather fronts getting pushed northwards as the area of high pressure over the UK starts to deflate, and we're going to see increase in wind and spells of rain, and that is going to be continuing to track north. Notice something here as I play through the loop of the GFS, the 500 millibar geopotential height anomalies here. What happens is that trough eventually starts to kind of track northwards. We start to lose the strength of the high to the north, and we start to kind of flip the pattern on its head. Low pressure becomes a little bit more dominant across the north and west. High pressure focuses over the European continent. And this is a warm end to the month of October, possibly beginning of November here, but there is some question marks over that, by the way. And the reason why is we've got some flirts with Arctic air coming down into the UK and Western Europe. We'll talk about that in just a second here. But as we play through the loop here, what takes place is we've got high pressure over the North Atlantic extending up into Greenland. Trough then starts to kind of, as we lose the heights, lose the high pressure to the north of the UK, while we've still got this setup here where we've got a kind of ridge over the North Atlantic extending into Greenland. We've got energy riding around the top of that high, and areas of low pressure continue to kind of spawn. They drop down the top of the jet stream core here. They form areas of low pressure. They get lifted north up over the UK, and we see this kind of repeat cycle. New systems kind of spawning up within the trough, the base of the trough to the southwest. That feature then gets tracked northwards. A new system develops within the trough, and then we get this kind of, like I say, this kind of repeat cycle of systems coming in from a southwesterly direction. And eventually what happens is we start to see the area of high pressure leave, and low pressure becomes more dominant up towards Iceland here. Notice here that as I play through the GFS operational chart, this is going back to the current period, of course. You can see this kind of banana-shaped high extending from off eastern North America, round the top of the area of low pressure, in over the UK and into Europe here. And of course, with low pressure to the west, high pressure to the east, we're pulling our air in from the south and southeast. As we play through the loop here, you can see what takes place. Areas of low pressure, energy drops south, forms a new center, so to speak, and then we see one system kind of exiting off. The new feature becomes the dominant player. That then gets lifted up towards the UK, and you see the overall idea. We just get this kind of repeat cycle of areas of low pressure dominating the UK pattern. We're going to see spells of shower activity, longer spells of rain, windy conditions. But the main emphasis, by the way, right the way through much of next week, is on warmer than normal temperatures. And that is something that we need to kind of remember here, that there is no major imminent cold shock at this minute in time. And then as I play through the loop towards the end of the month, this is when things get a little bit more interesting. We start to see the pattern and upper setup changing. And then we start to see the potential for northerly winds coming down over the British Isles. And notice here, the purples representing snowfall with a straight north wind coming down. So this is going to be an interesting setup. High pressure over the North Atlantic extending up into Greenland, high pressure over Scandinavia as well, and you've got a straight north wind coming down. What's the 850 temperatures looking like on this particular chart? I'm saying no more. Let's wait and see what happens. Long way off. I wouldn't be entirely surprised. if this takes place. And in the next video, by the way, I'm going to talk about the stratosphere because there is some interesting things showing up in the moulds as well. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. See you again hopefully tomorrow with more. Bye for now.